Welcome to Shelf Life, the monthly series where I look at games I covered about 6 or 7 months ago and let you know whether they're still in my collection. And today I'm going to be looking at games I covered in April of 2025, so let's get to it and see which of them had Shelf Life. First in the crowdfunding corner is Neon Hope. This is a solo cooperative adventure game, very much influenced by Arkham Horror, but it's got a cyberpunk theme. I enjoy this one a lot. I only get to play through a single mission, so it's hard to tell, how much variety it'll have and how much staying power. But the core action mechanic, the way you kind of go through cards and explore, the ways you mitigate risk and everything, I thought that was really well done. It seems like there is a lot of potential here. So definitely one I want to play more of, although I can't 100% guarantee it'll be great or not yet. We need to see how the rest of the game turns out. That was Neon Hope. Next up is Dragons of Etchinstone, which actually is a weird one because at PAX Unplugged, I got a copy of the final version of this. So even though it's on Shelf Life, I will be doing a real play of it soon, probably with the Siege mode from one of the expansions. But yeah, this is a game you can play in your hand, a palm game, whatever you want to call it. And you are fighting off monsters and trying to level up and mitigate your journeys until you eventually can get to the big dragon boss and fight him. Has some cool card leveling up things, like I said, some expansions that change up things in pretty cool ways. So yeah, I like this one pretty well back when I played it, but we'll see how I feel about the final product soon. But that is Dragons of Etchinstone, which is not a crowdfunding game anymore. It looks like 7 months was about as long as Chip Theory needed to get it out. And speaking of quick turnarounds, this one actually I think has been out for like a month or so for backers, or at least a lot of backers. This is Dicemancy, one of the Gabe Barrett's Solo Game of the Month series. And this is one that I hope he sends me the final version of because I definitely enjoyed it. The balance was a little off in the preview. But besides that, it's a really fun game. It's sort of a tower defense game, but you're also like doing this interesting like card stacking thing to chain like combos of spells together. It's got Studio Ghibli art, so a lot to like here. I would definitely like to play this one again. We'll see if I get the opportunity. But that was Dicemancy, which again has also delivered, even though I'm talking about the crowdfunding campaign. But getting to our released games, first is Great Western Trail El Paso. And this one, I like Great Western Trail as a series quite a bit, New Zealand being my favorite. I didn't like this one very much at all. I thought it was a step back. They tried to make a smaller, quicker version of the game, and I think that they took away really important stuff. I didn't like the solo mode very much. They had like some buildings that were unbalanced. So yeah, unfortunately not a strong recommend for me. I think if you went to Great Western Trail, you should trail elsewhere. This was a call for me. Great Western Trail El Paso. Next up is Assassin's Creed Apocalypse, which is a new campaign, although not a standalone. You need the original game, but it is an expansion for the Assassin's Creed stealth adventure game. And yeah, sad to say, Triton Noir, who made this game, has, since my recording of this, announced their closure. It's a tough year and been several tough years for a lot of game companies. So sad to see that happen to them. I think this is the best Assassin's Creed has been. I like the base game pretty well, but I think the way they did the adventure mode in this one, the greater variety of maps and scenarios, this third like NPC character you have to bring around with you, I think everything in this version was awesome. It was still a call for me just because the entire game is too huge, and I have other stealth games I would rather play. Go watch my stealth ranking series to hear about some of those. But yeah, this is still a really good game, and sad to see Triton Noir go, but that was Assassin's Creed Apocalypse. Next up is One Hit Heroes, and hey, this is my only keep for the month, mainly because my kids really like this one, especially my 13-year-old. There's a cooperative game where you're playing through different boss packs, like I'm throwing down right now, and you're leveling up your characters and upgrading them with these really cool things. It's very tight. It can feel a little unbalanced or random sometimes. I'm not sure all the characters are balanced against each other, but that doesn't change the fact that the core gameplay of attacking and trying to manage your aggro and trying to survive these cool, quite varied bosses and leveling up after each fight, all that is awesome. So really enjoyed this one. Can't wait for season 2, which I think is coming at some point. That is One Hit Heroes, a keep. Next up is Tokaido, which has a new solo mode from Stonemaier. I think this game's okay. I think the solo mode is very well done, but the core gameplay of Tokaido is, it's a little bit basic for me and not that interesting. I much prefer the one that I also covered on the channel, Tokaido Duo, which also has a new addition from Stonemaier with a solo mode. But yeah, Tokaido is just okay with me, although if you like it, the new addition with the solo is pretty good. That is a call for me, though, Tokaido. Getting near the end, next up is Super Squad High. This is a solo cooperative game where you are high school students who are also superheroes by day and night. And this is sort of like a worker placement game. It's kind of crisis management like Pandemic, but then you also like go on dates and have friendships with some of the characters. So I love the theme of this one. I think it's like a really interesting take on sort of the superhero genre, one you don't really see as much. The actual gameplay was fine. I'm not that much into crisis management games, and this one didn't hold my attention for very long, so it was a call for me. But if you like crisis management and a goofier take on superheroes, I think it's a great one to check out. That is Super Squad High. Next is Street Master's Tide of the Dragon. This is one that was hard to find for a long time because of all the blacklist kerfuffle, but the version that I played is the newer edition from Steamforged, which has some extra expansions in it, more than was in the original Tide of the Dragon standalone set. And yeah, Street Masters is still tons of fun. It was nice to play it again after many years because I did call the original. But I will say the Tide of the Dragon set, it has the same issue that a lot of Street Masters has, which is the issue that stuff just isn't balanced and it's kind of silly at certain player counts or with certain characters. So for example, if you go and watch my play here, I think I easily defeated the boss and everything else in the map without ever taking like more than a couple points of damage. So, Street Masters can be amazing. It can also be pretty rough. You got to kind of play it enough to find the scenarios and bosses and things that work well. But the core gameplay is always fun. So still recommended if you like this a little fun action brawler game. But that is a call for me, Street Master's Tide of a Dragon. And the final game for April was Apex Legends, the board game adaptation of the video game, Team Battler, Hero Battler, I forget what they're called. Anyway, I think this is an awesome implementation. They took a very challenging thing to do. A lot of games have tried to do sort of first-person shooters in board game form. I think this is probably the best attempt I've seen at it. It's kinetic. It's got awesome 3D terrain. The characters are incredibly diverse. All that being said, the solo mode that they have for it, it works, but it's one of those that is just a chore to actually run and can be a kind of annoying, and there's like edge cases where you just got to kind of make it up or figure it out. So this is a game that if you have a table you can leave it set up on for a while because it takes forever to set up, and if you have a dedicated like opponent to play against, I think it is a blast, just like tons and tons of fun. But yeah, it's hard to recommend it for solo just because it's huge, it's expensive, and the solo is kind of a beast to get through. But still, kudos to the team. They, there's a team that did Frostpunk that's doing Don't Starve. They have shown themselves to be the best in the business, probably with video game to board game adaptations. But that is Apex Legends, a call for me. So this was a lighter month than pretty much any of the ones this year, and I have a lot of much busier months coming for when I talk about the summer months of 2025. And yeah, only one game kept, so pretty harsh, but let's get to the contest and see how the results panned out. So seeing how each of the games fared, only 1% of people voted for Super Squad High, and same for Apex Legends. 2% voted for Assassin's Creed, Tokaido 4%. Great Western Trail El Paso got 5%. Street Masters did quite a bit better with 13%, and none with 15%. But yeah, I definitely made this one too easy. Almost 60% of you called it correctly, that I kept one-hit heroes out of all the rest. Which means we've got quite a big group of people here. Alan, Andrew, and Jacob in red at the top did not want to be in the contest, but everybody else did. The people in yellow are our Patreon supporters with double entries. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of names. I'm going to roll a D10 and then a D6 and see who we get. So first we've got a 8 and then 2. 8 and 2. Which means our winner is Joanna Kloss. Congratulations, Joanna. I'll be in touch about your free game. All the rest of you, check the video description. You can enter for next month's Shelf Life.